Hey there, Tim from Ray White Real Estate here. In today's video, I wanted to run you through the 4 steps that are involved in purchasing a property. So the first step in buying a property is making sure you're financially prepared. So essentially what's involved there, if you're one of the lucky ones and you're buying the property in cash, you're set to go. If you're borrowing money from the bank, very, very important that before you come out and look at property, you go and speak to a broker or a lender and get your pre-approval in place. The process of getting a pre-approval is going to give you a really good idea around what you can afford, what the repayments would be, what interest rates are available for you, and you can get that by going directly to the bank or going to a mortgage broker. I always recommend to go through a broker because essentially they're going to compare what different banks will be able to provide to you and give you a personalized recommendation as to which loan might suit you the best. If you ever need any advice as to which brokers to speak to, you can always give me a call. So the second step in buying a home is to put an offer forward and secure the property from the market. Different agents will have a different process involved in how do you put an offer through. Some just want to know what your offer is verbally. Others will make you fill out an offer letter. The truth is, anything goes. I always would recommend, once you've found a home that you really like, pop an offer through. Always put it through in writing to make sure there's no confusion via a text or an email. Now, once we've reached an agreement around pricing with the seller, that's when we would ask for you to secure the property by signing some paperwork and paying a 0.25% holding deposit. Now, once you're in a position where you've got offer and acceptance from the vendor, I always recommend it's very important that we proceed with signing contracts and paying a 0.25% deposit, subject to a cooling off period so that we can take the property off the market. Ultimately, the property is still available for negotiation until that contract has been signed and that 0.25% deposit has been paid. Sometimes we've had a situation before where we've had an offer accepted, but the purchaser hasn't signed and another purchaser comes to the party with a higher offer. Legally, we're obliged to go and take that back to the owner. So if you want to avoid disappointment, I would strongly advise that you sign a contract, pay a 0.25% deposit, and we'll give you a cooling off period to do all of your due diligence and checks. And that brings us to stage 3, which is doing our due diligence. Now, as we just made mention, we're going to give you either a 5 or a 10-day cooling off period. A cooling off period is given to make sure that the purchaser has enough time to do their checks on the property before finalizing the sale. I always recommend that you want to get a building and pest inspection done during the cooling off period just to check for any major or minor defects. Secondly, we need to give your broker or bank enough time to get your loan formally approved. Usually that means the bank's going to send a valuer out to the property, do a valuation report to make sure they're happy with what you've offered. And the cooling off period also gives your solicitor enough time to read, review, and make changes to that sales contract that you've signed before you finalize the property. Now, at the end of your due diligence period, if you're happy with the building inspection, you're happy with the solicitor's contract, you're happy with the valuation, that's when you'll proceed with paying either your 5 or 10% deposit to the agent's trust account. So once you've got that 5 or 10% deposit paid, a sold sticker will go up. Congratulations, you've officially purchased the home. Now we enter into stage 4, which is waiting for settlement. So essentially, you've done all the hard work. We now just need to wait until settlement date. The settlement date is the day when you come into the office and pick up your keys, and in about 2 weeks is when your mortgage repayments are going to start. The only thing you'll need to do between cooling off and settlement is a few days before settlement's taking place, give us a call. We can organise a final inspection for you just to make sure the condition of the property is well kept, there's no rubbish, there's no mess, and the property's been left in its equal condition to when you've seen the place. Now, if you have any questions or if you're confused about any of the points we've spoken about today, feel free to reach out and give me a call. I'll be happy to slow it down for you and run you through it. I hope you found the video informative. Tim from Ray White.